Anyway, we found out last Thursday that the station was sold, and we're very excited to have this gentleman on. Listen, we knew this. We knew that we've got a really good product here. The talent is here. There's no question about it. Sid, Bernie, Curtis, we got great talent. Juliet. The question is, are we going to have somebody who's going to have the right vehicle, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you got a Lamborghini and you got a Pacer. But we believe the Lamborghini is here in the name of John Catsimatidis, who's set to take over in a couple of months. He did address all of us on Thursday. It was a message of inspiration and hope. So here he is, everybody, the new owner here at Talk Radio 77 WABC, the great John Catsimatidis. John, good morning.
Hello, John.
Morning. How are you guys?
Well, we're great. How are you?
I fought the Long Island Expressway and won.
That's quite the feat.
That is a big win.
Let me make you feel comfortable, Mr. Catsimatidis. Tikani.
Yasu.
Yasuvre. Mr. Tikani, Catsimatidis is Greek.
Yeah, I got that.
That's a greeting.
You should have saved that for the contract negotiation.
Hey, you know what? Let me just say this, Mr. Catsimatidis. Speaking of Greek, your net worth is more than Aristotle Onassis ever was. I swear to God, you are like the new Greek magnet here in this country.
Thank God for inflation.
That's right.
No, but you've got a great story, and I happen to live on the Upper West Side, by the way, John. So Danielle and I, we do shop at the Christidis on 103rd and Broadway. We're there about 4 or 5 times a week. That is our neighborhood supermarket, and that is one of the reasons why you've done very, very well, is you own those. So quickly, for folks who don't know you, Bernie talks about your fortune. How did you amass all that?
I started on the West Side. And I remember, the Columbus Avenue Festival?
Sure.
You know who created it?
I don't.
In August of 77, me and Margot created it, and John Campy from the Daily News, and we created it, and we had 1 million people that first year. We went from 66th Street all the way up to 96th Street, and it was such a great festival. Then, in the spring of 1983, we created the Amsterdam Avenue Festival, and it became a great thing for the West Side.
It certainly did, and then of course you expanded into real estate and all kinds of holdings after that. I mean, you just exploded financially, and you are really, really one of the top guys. You probably have more money than Donald Trump, for God's sakes.
Actually, Donald was upset because we were both at 3.1 on the Forbes list.
He was mad. Yeah, well, as he would say.
His secretary of, what was she? The wrestling lady.
Oh, McMahon.
McMahon, yeah.
She came in to see me, and she was at 3.2.
That's right. Vince has a lot of money. So listen, here's the question, John, that I've been asked most often the last 4 days. And quite frankly, I would ask you the same question if you were sitting in front of me. Why'd you buy the station? Is this about making money? Is this, you're a radio guy, you've got a very good show, now you have a new home for your radio show. I mean, as honest as you can be, why did you buy this station? I
grew up with WABC. It was an opportunity. I got it for a great price, and I'll compare it to George Steinbrenner buying the Yankees for $8 million.
Yep, very good.
And I'll compare it to Donald Trump buying Mar-a-Lago for like $10 million. And so WABC is a great channel. I grew up with it, and we're going to try to make it even better. We'll give you all the support we can. And we want to make it up, get it up to the top 5 again.
You said you'll give us all the support you can. There are some people that go, listen, let's be honest, okay? John just spent $13 million. This is his. And it's very rare, and you know this, John, it's a great businessman. Very rarely does somebody buy something, whatever it is, and keep it the same. Inevitably, there are changes, if not sooner than later. Now, you have gone out of your way, and believe me, Bernie and I are thankful for that. You've gone out of your way to say, no, not the case. We like what's here. We're going to work with you guys. But we're all under the impression that sooner than later, there's always changes. Is that a Is that a realistic mindset from us?
Well, we've bought a lot of companies in the last few years. I mean, 2 years ago, we bought D'Agostino Supermarkets, which was Prestigio's competition, and we made almost zero changes. And as a matter of fact, right now the D'Agostino people are in charge of running Prestigio's.
Wow.
No kidding.
I didn't know that. Wow.
You know, Mr. Catsimatidis, nothing is more compelling than the reality show called National Politics these days since Trump got into it. And in response to a question the other day when we first met you, you said that the programming here will be nationally oriented. Now, you ran for mayor in this city. The city is in disarray. The state is veering to the left of Cuba. That's also a big story as well. Is that something that is on your radar, or will it be, again, just a nationally oriented type of programming that you employ here at WABC?
Well, I don't plan any philosophy changes at WABC. I ran for mayor in 2013. A lot of people are pushing me to run for mayor one more time. I haven't decided. Don't forget, I'm on Social Security now.
Yeah. Well, hardly, but...
Yeah, we'd love to see you run anyway. I mean, God, this guy is such a clown we've got here now. It's just terrible. I mean, just terrible.
You could be...
Go ahead. I believe in common sense.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not about being a Republican or a liberal. Don't forget, I ran as a Republican liberal, and I had the Liberal Party support, and I've been a member of the Police Athletic League, helping inner city children for the last 34 years with Mr. Morgenthau. And you know who was a board member with us?
Who's that?
Trump.
President Donald Trump.
There you go.
Was
Got
a board member with us.
Yep.
We had all our meetings at the Trump office. Yep. He became president, and we lost the boardroom where we were having our meetings.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Listen, just to show your open-mindedness, you're also very good friends with Bill Clinton, which is, the guy's a charming guy and all that stuff. So how do you feel, say, about a Kirsten Gillibrand, who as soon as Hillary lost the race, she threw those guys under the bus like they were just an empty can, just like garbage?
I think it's terrible. I used to talk to Kirsten Gillibrand. I don't talk to her anymore. I blame Al D'Amato. Al D'Amato helped David Paterson make her U.S. Senator.
That's true. That's true.
Right.
That's a very good
and
point.
Al D'Amato is a good friend.
Yeah. That's why you can blame him.
He's actually my neighbor, Al D'Amato, out in Lido Beach.
Who doesn't like Alphonse D'Amato? So listen, today we started the show, John, with a huge local story, which is the Brooklyn Nets signed all these major basketball stars, and the New York Knicks, who of course own this city, they got nobody. And if you look at both papers, the New York Post and the Daily News, both front papers have Kevin Durant, the newly acquired superstar, on the cover. So now you have to understand, every time we do the show, we go, you think John likes that? You think John likes that? Does John like sports? Somebody said to me, John's not a big sports fan. So if you were here 2 months from now, and we started the show with that, would that draw any interest from you?
I was a Yankee fan going back to the 1950s.
Yeah.
Well,
and the Yankees are great. The Mets are great. I don't follow football as much as I should, but I do go to the Super Bowls.
Nice.
And basketball, I've been to a lot of Knicks games.
Yeah. So as far as the programming goes, do you see sports fitting into the WABC radio format? I guess is the question that Sid was getting to.
Well, sports is always good. People tune in. As long as it's the right sports team and can create more advertising and create more rah-rah, I agree with it.
100%.
There you have
so,
it.
you did say something, too, on Thursday, which I found, sort of, Bernie, we both found very interesting. You said that radio is in search of the truth. Now, I heard Phil Boyce say the same thing at the Talkers Conference about 3 weeks ago here in Lower Manhattan, John. So what exactly, when you say in search of the truth, what exactly do you mean?
Well, I think, when I grew up, Walter Cronkite, 92% of the American people believed Walter Cronkite. Right now, nobody believes any newscaster. And I think we have to get down to the truth and obligate every person delivering the news tells the truth. And if he wants to express his opinion, let's keep opinions separate.
You know, I think you saw on display at the Democrat debates how they're not seeking the truth. They didn't ask the tough questions at all. Any of the moderators there on NBC. So I think that's a perfect example of what you're talking about, Mr. Catsimatidis. And we here on the Bernie and Sid Show, we strive for the truth, and we point out the questions that they should have asked and they didn't ask. Like, why did you call it a manufactured crisis for so many months, and now all of a sudden they're concentration camp, for example. So we like that philosophy as well as go ahead.
I agree. Thank you very much, and that's important. And a lot of things, I was a Bill Clinton fan, and Bill Clinton was a great president at the time he was president, but the Democratic Party has changed.
Yeah.
And I don't like some of the changes happening. Socialism is not the way to go in our country. I grew up in Harlem. I worked hard. My father worked hard. We all worked hard to try to succeed. And nobody gave us anything, and people should not be looking for free handouts. We should not be giving undocumented immigrants better deals than our citizens are getting.
Bingo.
We shouldn't worry about taking care of the kids in Central America, which I love, and we should, but we should take care of them over there. We should take care of our kids in America first.
Damn right.
You couldn't agree more. And by the way, you have two very impressive children, with Bernie and I both met for the first time on Thursday. Two great kids. On the way out, John, if a station is really going to make it, weekend programming is very, very important. And, we sell the time here in an effort to make some money. And to be quite honest, sometimes put some stuff on the air that shouldn't be on the air. So the question to you is, I've even heard you say something like, you may even play music. Bring back like Sinatra and Sid Marks on the weekend. What is your plan for weekend programming at WABC?
I can tell you right now, we have zero plans. Except I spoke to Larry Kudlow over the weekend. I told him when he comes back to New York, the 10 to 12 spot Saturday mornings is reserved for him.
All right. We love Larry.
We like that. Very good.
Hey, listen, Mr. Catsimatidis, a pleasure and an honor, and we're glad to have you as the owner.
We really are.
Looking forward to working together.
We are too. Thank you, John. Thank you so much. That is John Catsimatidis, the new owner of 77 WCA. Snippin'. Make sure you put that whole interview on musicradio77.com today. Because guess what, Bernie and Sid? We're not going anywhere. More of us right after this.
Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
Bernie and Sid in the morning.
Talk radio.
77 WABC. We are New York.
This is the big story.
Because it's so large.
Pretty amazing.
We are
Talk radio.
So while you're sitting on your took, there's nothing to lose.
The record is the record. 77.
Are we all laughing about the same thing?
WABC.